swings via the K.
Don't necessarily think he got the spot he was looking for, but nonetheless gets the punchy on the fastball down and away. Thought he had a walk.
Welcome to Baseball Extra, the channel where we dive deep into every pitch, every play, and every critical moment in baseball. Tonight, we're breaking down a Padres game that had more twists and turns than a slider from a dominant reliever. Did the Padres execute when it mattered most, or did they let a golden opportunity slip away? Stay tuned, because this one was a roller coaster. All right, baseball fanatics, let's talk about the San Diego Padres and their recent history against the Colorado Rockies. Coming into this game, the Padres had an impressive 8-2 record against the Rockies overall this season. But what's truly remarkable is their pristine 4-0 record here at home. Not only have they won every game, but they've completely shut out the Rockies in all 4 contests at Petco Park. We're talking about a dominant pitching performance, with the Padres racking up 46 strikeouts against them in those home games alone. That's a straight-up mismatch. Now, when you see a team struggling this much at this point in the season, and the Padres know they've got some serious ground to make up in the standings, execution becomes absolutely critical. Every pitch, every at-bat, every defensive play needs to be spot on. Taking the mound tonight for San Diego was J.P. Sears, who came into the game with a 5.01 ERA, and opponents were hitting 265 against him. As we mentioned, the Padres were really looking for some length from their starter tonight, hoping he could go deep into the game and save the bullpen. From the very first pitch, Sears was dialed in. He got a fantastic strike 3 call on a 4-seam fastball at the bottom of the zone. Out number 1 came via the K. He might not have gotten the exact spot he was looking for, but he got the punch out on that fastball down and away. The next batter thought he had a walk, but the umpire called strike 3 on a beautiful sweeper. Just like that, it was a quick 1-2, 3 top of the first inning for J.P. Sears, with 2 strikeouts already under his belt. What a start for the Padres pitcher. Meanwhile, the Padres were gearing up to face Tanner Garden on the mound for the Rockies. The last time Garden pitched in this ballpark, it was a year ago, and he put on a clinic, retiring the first 12 hitters he faced and carrying a perfect game into the 5th inning. He dropped in another dandy tonight, a fastball with excellent run and movement, dotting the outside corner at the knees. Tatis didn't like the call, but it was right there on the border. Then, we saw a fantastic defensive play, a diving stop by Kara, who scrambled to his feet and threw a strike to first, getting the out by a step. That was a beautiful play by Kyle Carros, going to his left. He just looked so comfortable doing it, didn't rush the throw, had plenty of time, and delivered a perfect toss to first. So, with 2 down in the first inning, Manny Machado stepped up to the plate. Machado had hit a first-inning home run off Garden the last time they faced each other, and you could feel the tension building. And just like that, he crushed a high drive to deep left field. Manny Machado has left the building. Home run number 24 of the year for Machado. He got Garden in Denver, and he gets him again in San Diego. The Padres took an early 1-0 lead. It was the same pitch, same result, Garden on the slider in Colorado, and Garden on the slider here tonight. There's nothing better than early work producing some fruit for the San Diego Padres. J.P. Sears, who had a really good start against the Giants recently, also got a lot of early run support in that game. We were all wondering if the Padres would be able to back him up that way again, and Machado certainly delivered. Sears continued his dominance, dropping in another strike 3 for Doyle, his 3rd strikeout of the night. He was consistently bringing that sweeper back to the outside corner against all these right-handed hitters, and they were all right-handed hitters tonight. Another swinging foul tip for strike 3, and it was another 1-2-3 inning for J.P. Sears. 4 strikeouts already. This Padres' ace was absolutely dealing. However, the Rockies managed to get their first base runner of the night with a 4-pitch walk to begin the 3rd inning. Interesting stat, left-handed hitters this season against Sears were batting 298, while right-handed hitters were at 258. Sears didn't let the walk faze him, though. He got a swinging a miss, and Carroll struck out, making it his 5th strikeout of the night. First out here in the 3rd inning, Sears was bringing the high cheese, getting it above the zone and underneath the hands, and Carroll couldn't catch up, going down for round number 1. Another swinging miss, and he struck him out again. Back-to-back strikeouts. Sears was now up to 6 strikeouts. He used the sweeper in the first inning to punch out the righties, and now he was just using straight gas, fastballs up underneath the hands for back-to-back punches. Another swinging miss, and he struck him out, the second time he done that tonight. Sears had now accumulated 39 scoreless innings at Petco Park, 7 strikeouts through 3 shutout innings, and the Padres maintained their 1-0 lead. Number 8 hitter Jake Cronin North led off the inning, and Tanner Garden answered back with a good fastball, dialing up 95 miles per hour to beat Cronin. That was Gordon's 4th strikeout of the night. He had a little extra life on that fastball. All his strikeouts so far had been on the fastball, and that 95 miles per hour one was the hardest he'd thrown all night. That was terrific. Garden had struck out 5 of the first 10 batters he faced. Machado's homer was the only damage done so far. The Rockies, on the other side, were still trying to figure out J.P. Sears, who delivered a beautiful changeup. But then, a little something started cooking for the Rockies in the 4th. They were threatening to score at Petco for the first time all year. Remember, no runs in 4 games for them here. Roney was on roller skates for a moment in left field, and suddenly Beck was aboard, making it 2 runners on base. The Rockies were trying to break the ice and score in San Diego for the first time since last September. Sears was now under some duress for the first time tonight. Keep in mind, the Rockies yesterday were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Sears, however, dug deep and got a swinging miss, striking out the batter for his 8th strikeout. His career high was 11, so he was well on his way. That was a big one right there with 2 runners in scoring position. The batter was just a little late on the slider. Then Blaine Krim, who was 0 for 12 as a big leaguer and had struck out his first time up tonight, stepped to the plate. And this ball was absolutely hammered deep to left field. Take a good look. You won't see it for long. Blaine Krim's first major league hit was a 3-run bomb. He's got one he'll never forget. High and deep and out of here. Touch him all for the first time as a big leaguer. Blaine Krim broke the scoreless string at Petco for the Rockies, and they suddenly led it 3-1. J.P. Sears knew, as soon as the swing was completed, this ball was not coming back. This ball was well hit, and it sailed out. And then, just like that, back-to-back. Kyle Farmer with his 8th home run of the year. Boy, did this club need this inning more than any club in baseball. Well, that escalated quickly. Touch 'em all time for Kyle Farmer. Those were 2 absolute blasts. It was a chink in the armor for J.P. Sears, his 29th homer allowed this season. The Rockies were now up 4-1. So, the Rockies were hitless when they arrived in the top of the 4th inning, and suddenly they had 4 runs on 4 hits. And now Tanner Garden, who was throwing the ball really well, had a 3-run cushion. Garden got a swung on a miss, his 6th punch out of the game. That 95 miles per hour on the inside edge at the knees looked like the Tanner Garden from his previous good starts. That 4-start stretch where he was really racking up strikeouts. He just got another one, a changeup that struck out Gavin Sheets. That was strikeout number 7 in 4 innings against a team that doesn't typically punch out this much. Back out on the hill for the Padres in the 6th inning, and Ron Marinaccio was now pitching. With 2 outs and nobody on, Blaine Krim hit a grounder to third. Machado laid out from one knee, slung it across, and got Blaine Krim. Nice play by Machado. Manny Machado doing Manny Machado things over at the hot corner. It was a 1-2, 3-6 inning for Ron Marinaccio. Tanner Garden was rolling, and the Rockies were still up 4-1. 8 strikeouts for Garden, and the only hit he'd given up was that Machado home run in the first. Garden then got a strike 3 on the inside corner at 96 miles per hour. 16 in a row now had been put down by Tanner Garden. Garden was beyond rolling. This was one of the great pitching performances we've seen in a while. Later in the game, runners were at first and second for San Diego. Wagner was coming up to face a new pitcher, Jimmy Herget, who was definitely looking for a double-play ground ball. And he got it. There was one across the body, a jump throw by Aria to get Wagner at first. Orlando Aria made a big-time turn to get 2 outs on the play. O'Harn went to third, but now there were 2 outs in the inning. Here came Fernando Tatis Jr. Fernando was undoubtedly glad to see Tanner Garden gone. He had struck out 3 times against him. But Jimmy Herget got a swung on and missed. What a job by Herget. First and second, no one out, and he gets a double play and then punches out Tatis. He kept the Rockies up by 3 on the scoreboard. Now, Victor Vodnik was in looking for his 8th save. He had worked last night, but it had been a while since his last appearance before that, since September 5th, so he had about 6 days until he made that appearance. And here we went into the bottom of the 9th inning. For the third straight inning, San Diego had the tying run coming to the plate. So, the tying run was indeed at the plate, and the Padres had two guys in scoring position for Raoni Moriano, who was looking for his first hit of the night. He hit a ground ball to the right side. RC slid to his left, fired to first, and a run scored as Machado came in from third to make it 4-2. But it was a big out number 2. So, for Vodnik, it was his first run allowed since August 6th. The Padres were down 4-2 now and down to their final out. And now Ryan O'Hearn came to bat, representing the potential winning run. Vodnik got him. A nasty changeup, and Victor Vodnik punched out O'Hearn. The Rockies got to shake hands in San Diego. Another frustrating night for the Padres' lineup. They finished the game 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. That's the kind of game that can really sting. But it also shows the intense competition in baseball. What were your thoughts on Sears' early dominance versus the late game collapse? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed our deep dive, and hit that subscribe button for more exclusive baseball extra content, bringing you the best analysis and highlights from around the league.